Welcome into the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot.
Happy holiday.
A little bit less neck showing today. Still a V-neck though, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I got that Merton Hanks going on right now.
Merton Hanks. And then Santana, and you can't see Santana's full fit, but his shoes match his shirt and the sweater and the hat. It is a very comprehensive. It's like kind of subdued and
you go
subtle.
In his closet, it's hats and shoes.
Yeah,
right?
it's a nice deal. And then I got my classic fit, the t-shirt and what do you call this shoe? Yeah, Paul Bunyan fit. That's exactly right.
Tutman.
So what'd you guys do for Christmas? Anything?
I went to Miami.
Dude, yeah, it sounds like you had like a crazy...
It rained, man. The trip to getting there was crazy, and then I get there. The best part of it, I was with my family. So I can say that. I mean, that's the only thing it's about when it comes to the holidays. You want to be around your family. Besides the running to the gate and...
Were you like digging when you were running to the gate, or were you like?
Did you pull a hamstring?
I have a bag that has a roller, so I was just more with a stride. But with the roller, it gave me more of a glide than a stride. So I'm pretty sure people was impressed with somebody running through.
You were running through there like O.J. Simpson. Come on.
I impressed a few people because I had some jeans on, and normally you don't get the boogie in like that with some jeans on, man.
And what'd you do, Fred?
Chilling with my kiddos.
Did you get the dog? You get the dog for your daughter?
I got a dog for my daughter, and I literally cooked. I feel like I cooked 6 hours.
Who was over?
Well, just my kids.
How many kids do you have again?
My family, 6.
You have 6 kids, bro?
Yes. I want more.
No, you don't want
I'm
more.
an only child, dude.
So you're just trying to make up for all the friends you didn't have?
I told my mama, you left me alone. So it's up to me.
That's
But it was I cooked all day, made my world famous banana pudding. My kids loved banana pudding.
Was that the one you brought in the other day?
Yeah, they eat the banana pudding before they eat dinner. They're just their thing. So, but all night cooking, I just enjoyed. Then we play Uno. That's our thing.
Yeah,
on Christmas.
Uno is so fun.
Yeah, we play Uno. I'm the Uno king. So you know,
because you're.
Hey, listen.
Is there anything you're not good at, Fred?
Yeah, being bad.
Being bad.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Lies.
This guy over here. All right, just a reminder, we're brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. Right now, new customers can choose between 2 offers when they open an account at Bet365. Use the QR code to sign up, deposit 10, and choose between either. First bet safety net offer by placing a bet up to $1,000, and if your qualifying bet loses, you receive a match refund in bonus bets. Or bet and get offer and place a bet of $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, disclaimer.
There we go.
Must be 21 plus and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, he recorded me last week when I did that. Trying to be smooth like
I know. You had the murder mystery voice last week.
Yeah, he did. Like the creepy voice you hear 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. We're getting better at those. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting worse. Who knows? Anyway, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. All right, so football game.
Yep.
Christmas Eve, New York Jets.
Yeah.
Fred, you want to start us off? High level. Let's keep it high level.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the game?
Quick.
Yes.
Chitlins. You ever ate chitlins before?
Chitlins?
Yeah.
I thought you said chitlins.
The game stunk. All right. From the beginning, it stunk. All right. Then we came back.
So maybe let's do it this way. Let's do pros and cons. Let's all go around and give a con.
All right.
And then we'll go around and give a pro.
All right. My con is separation. I feel like the wide receivers did not separate.
That's a great
during
con.
that game. That's a con for me. I feel like they didn't get Sam places to throw the ball.
My con would be, regardless of the separation, I think offensively, those guys, the pass catchers and the guys who basically can make the plays, had to give Sam a little boost. I mean, they didn't give him the confidence that he needed out the gate. And not to say that they just didn't make the plays, but it was too many slips. Too many falls, too many
drop passes.
Too many at times seemed like they was just covered all the time. You know what I mean? So that to me can break a quarterback who's really trying to press hard to show that he's capable.
Yeah, I was going to say special teams, but I'd like to double click on what you guys are talking about because I think it's a big deal, right? It's obviously one of these things that's going to be people are going to be talking about all week and probably for the rest of the season through the off season. Is you're talking about a lack of separation. Like when you watch the film, Fred, could you elaborate on that? And Tana, I really want to double click on that because like I agree with some stuff that happened earlier, but it's lack of separation.
Well, the thing, like we were watching the film before the show, and it's like, where do I go with the ball? Like, if he really wanted to be smart with the ball, he was just gonna throw it out of bounds. Yeah. Like that was his only choice. You had to throw it to the one guy on the team, which I think Terry is your guy that can catch balls when he covered.
Yeah.
Like, so that was his only option. And we're not talking about one play.
Yeah.
We're talking about play after play and after play. So if they're not being covered, they're on the ground because they're slipping and falling. So at what point do you go to the sideline and say, hey, I might need a 7 stud. Like, this ain't what I'm doing. I ain't working right now. Like, so.
On the field turf.
Yeah. Like, I need something different.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I thought when I watched it. So I think they didn't give him a chance.
And that's the thing that I want to just. So I started watching San Francisco, getting ready because we're going to preview that show here in a little, or preview the team a little bit. And I was watching all their explosive plays. And they're very, very talented offensively. They got all these really talented playmakers. You know, not unlike this team. I think they've got some good playmakers here too. But Brock Purdy is making consistently tight window throws and throwing guys open.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I have a really hard time with my evaluation is, to Tana's point, I see dudes falling down and I'm like, he can't build off of that. There's nothing to do, right? The guy's on the ground. How do I throw the ball?
Yeah.
But to your point, can he... And this is, again, subjective, and probably the only person who knows is EB, is can he throw these guys open?
Yeah.
Can he make those tight window throws? Can he throw with a little bit of anticipation, elevate the offensive line? And that's something that I have a really hard time with, because when Jacoby comes in, you know, the touchdown he throws to Logan Thomas, you're like, that's covered if Sam's in.
Yeah.
But there's a guy who's played a lot of football.
I would say that's a lot of football IQ there.
And so do you see any of that when you're watching him? Like, hey, man, like this is a tough throw, but like give your guy a shot?
Yeah.
I've seen it at times when he made those throws mid of the season where he was kind of climbing that ladder to be like, you know, you saw in Seattle, that last, I believe, the touchdown that Diami.
Oh my gosh, incredible!
So you saw that, you see it at times. I think what we're seeing now, just some of the reasons why, it's just some of the things he's been through this entire season. Folks fail to realize when you getting hit as many times he's been hitting, and being young and pressing, all that combined is a recipe of disaster.
The eggshell of crack.
He's so conscious of making the wrong decision. Yeah. He makes the wrong decision trying to be right. See what I'm saying? So you get a guy.
Paralysis by over-analysis.
Bingo. You get a guy in a situation where we talked about this before. He wants to be absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But there's no right answer.
Perfect.
It ain't no just perfect answer. You got A, B, C, or D you can choose from.
Yeah.
You know, I got to the point where I was watching even live, I'm saying, at worst, you're gonna be saying, Tanner, stop throwing to the check down. Because I'm going to throw the check down so much to where y'all going to say, well, at least he's doing that.
Check down, Charlie.
Because I feel like that's your safety net.
Yeah.
I played with Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington would check down to the end zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and no one has nothing bad to say about that. So I think when he gets the chance to really sit back and watch this and look at himself, he's going to say, man, I either hit the wall around this time of the year last year and things was muddy up here or wasn't clear. And I should have just been making the perfect decision would have been just throwing the ball to the guy that's open, not trying to wait for that guy downfield, because he's trying to do things that we know he can do. But when they don't give you that, take your first option.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is, like, in the context of this game specifically, like, Tan, I think you hit on something that is so relevant, is that we went back and watched those plays. I'd say of the first 7 plays, there's 2 drops and 5 times where people are falling on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's not just like some guy on the backside of the read. It's like the guy I'm trying to throw the ball to
is falling,
is on the ground. And so then I look at it and I say, okay, so if that's your foundational piece for the game, if you're Sam, then every time I got to throw with anticipation after that, I'm like,
I'm shocked. Yeah,
I don't even know.
Because you might fall and I might throw a pick.
And that's the other thing is, like, Curtis has had a great year this year, but the interception that they throw in the third quarter, he trips.
Yeah.
And he's trying to throw with anticipation, trying to get the ball out. And so I look at this game and I think, Fred, the lack of separation offensively, and Tana, maybe that's something you can answer, is one of the things I've been thinking about is everyone runs these concepts, right? Everyone runs, the big corner, the sail,
the same thing.
The out, the 5-yard out, the seams. Do you see them running those routes with enough nuance? Because, like Kyle used to say this and Sean used to say this all the time, like, don't run it like it's drawn on the paper.
Yeah.
Like, run it
field to field.
Correct.
Feel what's going on.
Do you see those guys doing that, Tana?
To be honest with you, no. And it almost, I said this before earlier in the year, it reminds me of 2010 when we first got hold
the
of
offense,
Mike Shanahan's offense. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I had 1,000 yards that season, but
no big deal.
I was moved. No, but I'm just saying I was moved around. So because like you're gonna have a guy like Terry who can literally get 1,000. It was at times when it was clear, and then it was at times when it got muddy. But I didn't, as a receiver, I might not have seen it muddy to me because I'm running the route.
You running what they told you to run.
When I'm watching this, and when I watched this on film, you would see at times Joey might have ran the wrong route, or Joey should have been here, or I should have been on the outside. You know what I mean? So at times the receivers were like lining up wrong and doing certain things. I don't see these guys doing that
it's not like
much.
That, no, but
it's just like when they doing the concepts, it's like something ain't right.
It's the spacing.
I got guys in the same lane trying to get to
constantly
two different routes.
Yeah,
and
constantly.
You're like, who? What are they reading? One, you know what I mean.
That's a great point.
What technique? I mean, what side of that leverage you thought you can take on that route? Like, because I would read a too high safety on a position where on a route, that I know I have to go inside, and I would say, okay, I got to go inside on this route without that safety being there. But I know I got Logan or somebody inside of me, so I'm just going to go outside to make sure at least I clear for him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think there's enough of that being done. That's just my opinion. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm watching guys run routes that at times I was like, man, I would just adjust.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get to your route. The only thing you can do is clear it out. So the other guy can at least be open. Because when you go in there, now it's muddy for him. And now you get Sam who's sitting there already struggling. He don't know who to throw to.
I see them being real, what you call robotic. Meaning if coach draw it like this, they run it like this. Yeah. They don't come out and say, oh, it's cover 4. I might need to lean on him just a little bit, create a little separation to get back in. The tricks of the trade, the veteran tricks of the trade, I'm not seeing them being pulled out from guys like Logan Thomas and all the guys. And
then you also have to understand too, and this is not to take any credit from nobody. I feel like even with Terry being the eldest of
veteran,
the room,
yeah,
I think Pringle could kind of, he might be up there too. That's not a guy that you can just say besides Jahan Dotson that you can say besides this he's a hell of a route runner.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's just my take. Like, I ain't saying none of these guys can't run routes. I'm saying like that's not a guy that you stamp as he does this, but he's a hell of a route runner.
Let's double click on that. So like I think a lot of people lose that nuance, right? So when you say route runner, like what are you? Because I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But can you articulate what that is to someone who might not know? Because like everyone runs routes. Like like what is the thing that makes him excellent at it?
Well, I'm gonna try to put it in the best words I can put it in. When you're watching a guy like I just said that knows like okay, I can run this 7 with a guy press. I can run a 7 with this guy off.
It's a corner, by the way.
I can get to my route regardless of what coverage you bring to me. And if I can't get to my route, I'm gonna adjust the route to make sure at the end of the day that I don't cloud things up for my quarterback and whoever it has to be. See, I was big in, and I'm always going back to me because I kind of have to use
dude, you were excellent at it. And like I think that's the thing is you played for 14 years. Yeah. You got your doctorate in football, right?
PhD.
You know route running.
Yeah.
And like it's so funny, like I talk to people, I coach high school football, and you're watching something, you're like, that is not right.
Yeah.
Like because you've seen the spacing of the field so many different times, so many different ways. So like use your experience and talk about that because it's an excellent well for
There's guys, and I watched this from over time, just knowing that, and I think I did it a lot when I was in high school too. I played football, and when I didn't look for the ball all the time. I wanted the ball when I was open, and I wanted the ball when I knew I was going to be in the progression. But when I knew I wasn't getting the ball, I made sure to get you open, or I made sure to get the other guy open. And at times, I'm watching the game. Like I say, this is my only opinion. I'm not taking nothing from these guys because I love them all, and I think they all are talented wide receivers. At times, I'm looking at guys that's all trying to get open when you know you're not in the read.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yep.
Go fast, get the guy out of there, and job well done because now I just got my other guy open. You see what I'm saying? So I'm watching that, and that's why at times to me it looks muddy. But just to get back to the route running part of it is knowing how to adjust that route but still get to it.
Yeah.
Knowing how to take,
adjust that route in the situation. That's the thing.
Knowing where's your leverage at. Yeah. Knowing, I can't get here. I can't do too much of this tatty. I can't hesitate him too much, or I can't do this slow gather. Just get to it now because it's going to set up the quarterback where he can see a clear open space for the next guy.
This is what I thought about when I thought about this wide receiving core. I put my mind and said, I'm the New York Giants defensive backs. I'm getting ready.
Giants or Jets?
Jets.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the Jets defensive backs, and I'm getting ready to play Washington. As I study all these guys, the first thing would have came to my mind with our first 3 starters is they all the same.
Yeah.
There's nothing different about them.
Interesting.
They're all around the same height. They all around the same speed. They all around the same everything. So if as a defensive back, we're going to get ready to check this type of dude. All right, and guess what? We're not afraid of them because none of them are what we call speed demons. So we're gonna play tight, all right, and we're gonna force them to make hard catches. And I think that's what they did. Watching the film is like, okay, we're not afraid of you. You beat me deep, you're gonna have to earn it.
Yeah.
All right, and that's what you get when you got all guys that's the same. And I said this at the beginning of the year. The one thing I like about receiver groups, I like for all my receivers to be different. Like
basketball team, right? Like your 4,
yeah,
your 3,
I want to have my tall guy that catches bad passes no matter what I do. I want to have my speed guy. He clears it up and open it up for everybody else. Then I want to have my run after the catch guy, a guy that just get me the ball now, dude, and let me do my thing. I just think with our group, besides Curtis is a yak guy.
Yeah.
But if you look at their makeup, they all the same.
Well, I will say this before Logan start, just to get to your point. They thought something of Terry because they put a safety over him a lot.
He the dude.
Yeah,
he the dude.
I watched. It was that time when they did it enough. Then they said, "Okay, we're gonna leave it alone." Because it was like crazy. I watched it. I'm like, damn, Sauce is following Terry. And then at one point he stopped.
Well, I think they're good at changing it, right? They're good at, like, a good defensive coordinator will kind of throw you the fastball, throw you the fastball, and then we're going to pull it back, and then he gets you thinking something different if you're the quarterback.
Bingo. You're
But
right.
I think, like, the thing that I see, too, is, like, one of the reasons when you watch, like, Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
Those guys have been in that offense for a long time, specifically Travis Kelce. And that dude understands, like, hey, it's zone.
Yeah.
I don't need to run this up to this basic. I don't need to run it perfectly to 14
No, I'm
and then
gonna
cut
run it
in.
at 10.
I can kind of take a little outside release. But as long as I end up in that window, I'm going to get the ball.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that's something that this offense hasn't really popped yet. Now, we're being very critical of the pass catchers. There are opportunities, especially after those first 7 plays where, like, Jahan, I thought he had a couple matchups with Sauce where I'm like, that's a win, you know, but the ball's not out, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's not every single play because Sauce is a good player, Jahan's a good player. But I do think that, like, that first section of the game shook him enough where he's like, I don't trust anything I'm seeing.
And you just said what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
And I didn't put it in those terms, but that was perfect. That was the perfect way to say it. Knowing that you got zone a man, or knowing that you got something open where you can say, okay, I can actually run this route, or zone. I don't need to run the route. Let me just get in the open space, because it would be basically more clearer for the quarterback to really, decipher through. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think the thing that I've been getting a lot the last couple of days, I'm on vacation, people text me like, oh, what's Jacoby doing? And when you watch Jacoby, I think Jacoby's doing some really good stuff, but also it's not like it's not like this crazy difference.
Yeah.
It's like when you go through his throws, they're running quick game. So they're running like sticks. So that's a 5-yard out, a flat, and an outside release go. Okay? He hits Terry on a 5-yard out. Terry breaks a tackle and takes it for 20, right? Obviously, the Skinner touchdown to Logan Thomas is a big-time anticipatory throw. We just talked about that. But the other stuff is kind of underneath. It's not like I'm pushing the ball down the field. I'm making these high-leverage throws with great anticipation. They get a DPI that gets them down to the 1-yard line. So, like, that's the difference. It's literally just kind of what you were saying earlier. It's like just trusting what's there.
His priority. Like, I think his priorities are different than Sam, because he's a veteran. He comes into the game after watching the game on the sideline and says, first of all, my first priority is to get the ball to Terry. That's his first priority. Second priority is I'm going to read the defense and I'm going to throw to the weakness. I'm not going to second guess it. He's getting the ball out quicker than Sam. Like, he's processing quicker than Sam, and I'm not shocked about that because he's a veteran.
He's a veteran.
Yeah. Like, he's seen it all. It ain't nothing you can show Jacoby Brissett that he ain't seen before.
And you have a guy much taller.
Sitting in the pocket, 6'4".
Things that's in his lap is not basically, you know what I mean? They in his lap, so what? I can still get to it. And what he just said, he's anticipating a little better, because like I'm saying, he's just being decisive with it. He's not hesitating, because he's like, guess what? When he put his foot in the ground, he's going to be able to catch this pass before the DB. Throw it. I'm getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. It's more decisive throws, and it's a guy who sees everything because of one, he's a veteran, and two, you know what I mean, he has a lot of miles on him right now when it comes to playing this game.
The game is slowed all the way down for him.
So that's this, just to say that. That's why I'm not, I'm not done with what Sam's going to be. You know what I mean? I still feel like the jury is still out on him. Like this is 1 year. Regardless of him being in the league 2 years, it's 1 year of football. Yeah. You know what? I've seen plenty of guys have worse years and become something. So Sam is still a great quarterback that has intangibles that can be a starter in this league. I just feel like at times, right now, we've seen his best. I don't want to see him keep being rolled out there and giving us what he's been giving us the last few weeks. Yeah, and I think that's the other thing is there's this rookie wall, right? Yeah. And people forget the NFL season's like a long time.
It's long.
I know Sam's not a true rookie.
I packed my bags my rookie year, and we were going to playoffs.
I know, like a lot. It's a lot of football.
I've been hurt all year. I came back and got hurt again. I'm ready to go home.
But so our producer Jason did a great job of kind of giving us some comps here. Yeah, kind of. Peyton Manning, 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns.
Yeah, first year starters.
28 interceptions.
Yeah.
22 sacks, QBR of 21. Not a very clean sheet for him.
It's not a very clean sheet for most rookie quarterbacks. It's just not.
And so when you compare that to Sam, for example, he's on here, right?
28 Sam, INTs, I didn't even look at that.
I know, it's bad, right? Yeah. So Sam is 3,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 60 sacks, but a QBR of 80, right? Yeah. And so it's actually fairly favorable comparison, to what old Peyton Manning was doing. And there's a bunch of other guys on this list. Yeah. There's, who's your guy? Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, right? Joe Burrow, let's do Joe Burrow, 2,600. So a full 1,000 yards less, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 32 sacks, QBR of 89. That's a pretty good rookie year, but they were 4-11 that year. Yeah. And again, he tore his ACL and he wasn't all healthy the whole year. But it is interesting when you give it some context, his production this year. Yeah. And again, it's probably a little bit inflated because how much they're throwing the football. But I look at it and I say, he's allowed to trip up a little bit. Because, again, to Tana, what Tana said, and I just want to hit this because I think this is so important. Yeah. Physically, he's got something.
Yeah, he got it.
He's got I think about those high leverage throws. You mentioned the ball against Seattle. I mentioned those 2 throws against New England. He does some excellent stuff. It's just right now I feel like about getting his confidence back. Because I hate to use the word cooked, but he feels a little bit fried right now.
There you go.
He feels a little bit on edge.
Just beat down emotionally, mentally, physically.
And there's been receivers, I'm one of them, that went through loves and seasons, whether it was the quarterback, whether it was the season, whether it was just me in my own head. If you'd have given up on me then, maybe I wouldn't have been the guy who ended up seeing 14 years and having the stat line that I have and just having my career that I've had. So that's why I'm not so, I'm not ready to hang it up on a guy. You know what I mean? I feel like after 1 year worth of work, I've seen more highs in what he's shown us. Might not be as a team, might not be into the win column, but I've seen a lot of highs from quarterbacks, from this particular quarterback in Sam, than I've seen in a lot of guys we've had in this building. Yep. So I can live with a guy for year one showing me what he's shown me and giving him another shot at it,
Let me ask you this. If I told you this was his floor, if I told you this was Sam's floor.
This season? Or
is his worst? This could be his worst season. Yeah. This is the worst we're going to see from him. Can you move forward with it? Because I can.
Yeah.
Physically.
I mean, he's done some special stuff this year. Like we just talked about. I think the thing that gives me anxiety and probably a lot of talent evaluators is it's the most recent thing. Mm-hmm. It's the thing you're seeing most recently.
Right the last taste in your mouth.
Right. Exactly. And so it's man, he's struggling right now. We're not trying to, he's having a hard time. And so I wish he was playing better as the year went on, as opposed to playing really well in the beginning. But again, they gave him a lot of opportunity early in the preseason. Mm-hmm. So he's been playing hard football now.
He's played 20 games this year.
Yes, he's played a lot of football.
And that's something that you got to put into context too. I mean, I just feel like, yes, he's struggling. But when it comes to the hits, when it comes to just the mileage, from one season, it's a lot of that. And then, you got to say, the way he's been hit, a lot of quarterbacks ain't making it through the summer.
No, listen, he's wore down.
He's getting up and steady doing it. Yeah. And that's why when I watch some of the things I watched this past weekend, I'm okay with him seeing things that's not there. Because I know what he sees. I know what he's going through, rather. He's so bent on like, man, I'm not trying to get sacked, that I'm almost about to get sacked because I'm trying not to get sacked. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, he's doing a lot of things that you feel like,
I think he's more Matt Hasselbeck than Zach Wilson. I'm going to say that. I just think he's more on the uptick than the downtick.
Yeah, and I think as players, and this is something we all can speak to, is you go through phases where it's not going well.
Oh, we all go through those phases.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all go through that.
I done had my share.
Yeah,
I knew I was in seasons talking to myself. What? Snap out of it.
Yeah.
Right now.
I might need to be a lawyer.
And you're trying everything you can. You're like, man, I can. You're talking about drop pass. I'm talking like I can't pass protect. I can't run block. I can't fit my hands. And you're just like, do I suck at football? And you do some stuff. You get out of it. It takes some time.
Get that phone call.
Yeah, and and I'm sure DBs go through that all the time.
We get the ips. Like sometimes the thing about DB is it's a position of flaws. So the thing about it is you could be right there on the wide receiver. I did technique good. I'm in the hip pocket, and he still burn you.
Yeah.
Like so it's that thing of it's a position of failure. It's like baseball.
Yeah.
If you can go 4 for 10, you're going to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like when you look at Sam, even in this game, which was rough, you're like, this is the right read.
Yeah.
Like this is where the ball should go.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Because the guy's falling down, whatever. And so it probably feels very similar to that, where it's like, this is good. You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
But
I didn't finish.
Yeah, right.
I did not finish the play.
Right. So I think that's probably pretty good understanding of the quarterback. I got a quick question. Let's hit the defense real quick. Defense and special teams, that was my big kind of letdown.
Yeah. Special teams more because they've been the consistent thing. And for them to just look like they did, I thought it was like they didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even show up. Like I felt
because what they had the block punt, they had the fumble, they had the bad punt.
Yes.
They muffed a kickoff, right? They had the penalty that on 4th and 3 that got them to a first down, right?
Yeah.
And that's the worst special team performance.
First of all, it's something about that damn stadium, man. I'm just telling you.
That turf in New York is terrible.
I'm not even talking about the turf. It's just when we go in that stadium, man, we have games like that, bro. Think about the Giant first game play the Giant.
Yeah.
It's something about that stadium when we go there. So, I mean, those guys didn't get off the bus, but at the same time, bro, like you couldn't tell me pregame that game was going to start like that.
Oh.
I was like, man, the way they came out here pregame, how they had a bounce in their step, and then it was just like
dead. Yeah.
And I'm like, when I first walked in, I was like, oh, here we go with them damn clouds again. So now every time we in MetLife, it's just dreary. I said, it's Christmas Eve, and I ain't got nothing to feel great about right now. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's just one of those things, man. I mean, those guys, you hate to sit here and say they didn't play their hardest.
Yeah.
But when you watch some of the things that happened,
fought back.
That transpired, they fought back. They kept themselves in the game, and we expected that because you didn't expect Trevor Siemian to get his first win in 6 years against us.
Yeah.
But it seemed like we've been a team of first. Every team plays us.
Every team need a pickup. We've been there to pick them up.
Well, think about how that game started. Interception.
Yep.
Return to the 25-yard line.
Yep.
The defense holds up.
Hold them. Yeah.
The very next series, punt blocked.
Yeah.
Block punt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
whatever bad can happen.
That's happened.
So so I think in terms of not great offense, struggled a little bit. Chris, let's do this. We did our cons.
Yeah.
Got a lot of quarterback relevant stuff. Let's do our pros real quick. Let's go around real quick. Fred, do you want to start?
The no quit in this team.
Love that.
I've been on teams that the season was hopeless, and I seen dudes quit. I seen dudes check out and be in Jamaica mentally while they body physically in the United States. All right? So at the end of the day, I applaud these guys because that game started after the first quarter. You could have thought the game could have been 40-0 easily.
Right.
They fought back. I give them all the respect in the world for that. I don't care about the quarterback change. I'm talking about all 53. They fought back and they fought for each other. I give them props for that.
I know it's probably hard for a lot of people to see just because of some of the things that goes on through our defense, but I like our linebacker play. Dude, they play well, man.
Cody's playing well right now.
I mean, Barton played well. Hudson,
he's balling.
15-something tackles total.
Mayo had a TFL.
And then, oh my God, 57. I mean, 51. Mayo was. I was like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
It was somebody different. You know what I mean?
Sandwich with mayo on.
And then another guy in that group too is Quan.
Yeah,
like he's playing
well.
Dude.
Yeah, I was listening to a tape from the Junkies. I had to bring it up.
Yeah. Oh, bring it up
because they just really sat there and said that Quan is getting more snaps than Forbes. He took over for Forbes. I'm like, they're not playing the same.
They don't even play the same thing. They know nothing. Like, they know nothing.
And God forgive them. God bless them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were trying to make a point that how is your starter, your first rounder
playing more than your second rounder.
Not playing as much as your second rounder. And I would say, I want to call in so bad. It was JP who I know, who I'm fond of, who I know well. I wanted to call in and say, hey, well, JP, just to let you know, Forrest been dealing with an elbow.
And he plays outside.
And he plays a corner back position. And when he came in, if you watched him,
he had a hell of a game.
He tackled better than most other DBs. He was on everything. So he really didn't play as bad as you guys saying. Quan plays the nickel. He's a safety more like in our defense. And yes, what's true about it, Quan has been playing well these last few weeks. So it's like tomatoes and
like you gotta know the game to really say what people doing. Like when I listen to them sometimes, it's just they talking is just blah.
Big generalities.
Like,
but that's just the thing that stands out to me because I remember being a player and you get somebody give a take on you and then now it gets out to the public. And they're like, well, Quan playing better than Forbes. Well, no,
come on, dude.
Two different positions, man. And just to get to the Forrest point I'm trying to make, man, he dealing with a lot this year. But that's one thing about him, what he says about the defensive backs. I don't see no rattle in this kid. He hasn't been, like, as a receiver, if I went through what Quan went through, I'd be ready to say, all right, coach, let's start next year. I want to reboot. You know what I mean?
Down.
Shut me down. Right now, my confidence shook. This kid gets out there and still shows that he's not rattled. And that's why I think, to me, that's a definition of a great defensive back because they're going to be rattled up.
And when we interviewed him, for the Players Club.
For Players Club.
We asked him, like, which wide receiver you
Make sure you guys check that out. When's that show come out?
It came out. It came out this weekend. And we asked him, who you looking forward to going? First thing he said, it used to be Devontae Smith, is A.J. Brown. You know why? Because he won up me.
I love that.
And I want him, and I want some more of him. Like, that told me a lot of where his head is at. Because once you burn me, I want you. Like, I want to prove to you, you ain't the dude you think you are.
Yeah, so to kind of piggyback, I think linebackers they're doing a great job. I think the defensive line's playing better. You know, like it's great to see John and Payne kind of being more productive. But for me, it's the young guys. Like Chris Rodriguez, the way he played, the way he ran the ball, thought was great. Quan, dude, there's something about, like, there's certain guys that you just like watching. And his energy when he's playing, the physicality, his urgency to the football.
Give me a little Witherspoon.
Yes,
he's in Seattle.
He's got some
They
juice.
played together in Illinois.
Same team,
right. Illinois. So you're getting the same DNA from them.
You know, you make that tackle and you stand up and you're flexing on somebody, and it's just like that. And the fact he's playing in the box, I wasn't sure he could do it. He's doing a great job. He's getting tough coverage draws, and that's cool to me. That's a guy you can kind of build around moving forward. And so seeing those two young guys play good football, I think, again, I want to highlight Cody Barton, like, been such a good piece in the middle there. You know, you always talk about getting guys who can communicate. And he is communicating at a high level.
You can tell he didn't picked up on the defense. He know what he's talking about right now.
I kind of got down on him a little bit.
I think everybody did, though.
No, I'm not even saying, like, early in the year. I'm talking about that particular game against the Jets. It's one play, and I'm no linebacker. I just felt like that run that
Brissett made.
I felt like instead of him catching it and trying to move the guy, just
put your shoulder in there.
Put your shoulder in there. Now it gets cloudy a little bit for Brees. You know what I mean? So that was like the one play that I didn't like. But I feel like besides that, he was phenomenal.
Nobody's talking about this guy, but usually when you don't talk about this position, you're doing your damn job. Sam Cosmi.
He's playing so well.
He pancaked the guy, and it was so funny to me.
Where the serpent?
When he pancaked him, he just got up and went mind his business. And you know, it's always the guy who get done wrong. Now they want to get up.
We going to fight somebody.
And the guy was walking towards him, and Sam just tried to step back to his huddle. Like, I say, man, that is a nasty.
Sam
he been playing.
He
graded out the highest too. I believe his PFF.
The highest guard in the NFL.
I think he's playing really good football, and that's great to see though too. Yeah, and I think it's, again, this is one of those things where it's like everyone was ready to cut Sam Cosmi last year. We got to fire that guy. He's terrible.
I signed that petition.
I said move him to guard. I did.
I think we all said that.
I said move him to guard, and now.
But we knew he was a guy that played better inside than he did outside.
In Texas, I said the one thing about him was I didn't think he had the reach, the arm length to play tackle.
He's not built like he can. He's athletic enough to play tackle.
Yeah, but the arm length.
But yeah, he's going to be a better guard. And like
kangaroo arms.
And that's kind of what he's been. He's been great. So for all those fans out there that are freaking out about,
I just picture the kangaroo and said that.
No, just picture stepping back block.
But for all those people who are like, oh, this person's not ready, Forbes isn't ready, whatever. Like, think about Cosmi last year. And think about Cosmi this year. And like low-key, last 6 games, he's playing like at a Pro Bowl level.
No, he's playing at an all-pro level. I'm being honest.
So sometimes that takes a little bit of time to get there. But I think that's kind of a good comprehensive review of the Jets game.
If you watch football, I hate jumping in front of you.
No, jump in front.
I be having points, they pop up. If you watch Fuller, his rookie year, we was like, who is this dude? Like, well, what is this? And look who he became to be. You know what I mean?
So it happens all the time. Everybody ain't gonna be a legit day one starter, and everything comes together.
But I feel like trial and error is the best way to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think for you to get out there and play, that's just gonna boost all those guys' confidence for next year.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, we're brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. That's why we offer an NFL early payout offer. Get your straight bets paid out or parlay selections marked as winner when your team goes up by 17 points. That's why that was messing me up, because you're winning the bet. That's why it got me. Yeah. If you bet on the Jets, you won. That's exactly right. Regardless of whether the opponent comes back to win the game. Our NFL early payout offer has hit over 52 times this season. Use the QR code to sign up and see for yourself why it's never ordinary at Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders.
Look at that neck.
Must be 21 and older and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
He read that like Madam Cleo right there.
Oh, is that the psychic line?
Call me now.
Oh, you should read the next disclaimer like that.
Call me now.
You're not going to live next
You know,
week.
Cleo was doing that from Coconut Grove in Miami, like that.
Oh, really?
Yes, man.
You know what? I had a feeling she had like a Haitian upbringing. Like it's
have you heard her talk? They did a Netflix documentary about her. Have you heard her talk? Not on the phone.
She don't sound like that.
She sounds like a normal person.
Yeah,
she sound like Martha White.
Man, she was acting, man. She was putting.
Because I thought, here she's from like Jamaica or wherever, Haiti, whatever she's from. But it's like she's got like a normal like Floridian accent.
Hey, one of the best jobs of all time, Madam Cleo. She sat at home and waited on people to call her for
they just made stuff up.
Madam Cleo, am I gonna be rich? No, you're not. Next.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right.
Call me now.
So we also, I wonder what Madam Cleo would say about this 49ers game. What do you think?
She would probably say,
if I'm calling in, hey, Madam Cleo,
Hey, she said,
are the 49ers good at football?
Yes, they are. I know they took a whooping from the Ravens, but they're going to look for revenge against your Commanders.
I see a butt kicking brewing.
All right, so let's preview this 49ers game real quick. Let's start with your boy, Kyle Shanahan, coming to town.
This our boy. No, your boy, my boy.
I say my boy.
Because you and Tanner, y'all swear by Shanahan.
I like Shanahan.
I mean,
y'all love it.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, I like Shanahan.
Like, I mean, when you just look at what they do each and every week, it's awesome.
Shanahan's don't owe me nothing, man. I'm a praise them until I can't praise them no more.
I know. I watch y'all.
I don't think it's a surprise or a coincidence that everybody that comes out of that tree seems to be a good offensive coach. Like that process, the idea of like saying, how do we solve problems to elevate our skill position guys?
Yeah.
Each and every week. How do we deleverage the quarterback position? How do we deleverage the offensive line and put the ball in the hands of playmakers? Like that, I mean, to me is the whole thing.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room with the turd on his foot? All right, and that would be
elephant in the room with a turd on his foot.
Yeah, big guy that stink. Check this out.
Okay.
Let's talk about the fact that Chase Young is coming home.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Why not? Hey, everybody want to run away from it. Don't run away from it. The guy just had a safety. I don't know if that was a safety.
Nah.
Like the referee that tripped Lamar Jackson. If I was a Ravens fan, I would have lost it. Right?
They took that. They knew that they were finna beat on them boys because they took that safety too kindly. Like I would have been arguing right now to this day. That was not a safety.
I tripped over the ref.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? I missed the first quarter. Missed the first drive.
This is what happened. He's rolling out in the end zone.
And the ref
Lamar's finna run away from Chase.
Yeah.
The ref falls.
Right there.
Lamar trips over the ref.
No.
Yes. And Chase comes
and you know Lamar finna put those burners
I know.
on. As soon as he turned into the ref going backwards.
Yeah, he backpedaling and just
Lamar
falls.
some kind of way. I'm surprised he ain't fall immediately because he ended up getting over him and still that slowed him down.
Yeah, I'd be pretty hot about that.
I would be hot about that, but Chase got the sack, got the safety.
Well, he got the safety because Lamar threw the ball away and they called attention to the ground in the end zone, so that gave them a safety.
So about Chase, I mean, I think everyone wants to make a big thing of it. I think he's playing fine.
Yep.
Like you were talking about this in the production meeting. Like he's like the 10th guy on the team to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
On the defense, not on the team.
It's like, who's better? Like Joey Bosa, like Hargrave, Greenlaw, Fred Warner,
like just tons of guys. Ward, I can just keep on going.
Yeah.
But I just know it's a big thing for DC because he's a son of DC, and we drafted him so high. And I have to say this though, if I had to say between him and Sweat since the trade,
Sweat's been playing way better.
Sweat got like 11.5 sacks.
12. No. Sweat has the chance to be the first defensive player to lead 2 teams in sacks.
He leading them and
he
leading
us with 6.
He's still leading us.
And he got 6.5 in
Over
Chicago.
there. Yeah, you're right. 12. You're right. He got
so
12
if in 2 games, 2 Hill don't get a sack or 2, this dude is still leading the team.
2 Hill's got 5.5.
Yeah. So then I said I need 2 Hill to get 1 sack.
I think 2 Hill and John got like 5 too. John has 5.
John might have 5, But so I think this is just my opinion. I think it's great Chase is coming back. He is not having the level of impact that I thought he would have there. He's playing fine. He's playing
because he's a rotational player.
Right.
He's not a full-time starter.
He's not the full-time starter there. But I think, like we said, there's other pieces on that defense that are really good. And it's really interesting watching the defense because they're really well coached.
Yeah, they are.
They're really well coached. They match concepts really well. They know and understand who they are at a really high level. They're kind of like it's interesting. It's very similar to the Jets team that we just played.
Yeah.
But they don't play as much man.
Yeah.
They're playing a lot of quarters, a lot of cover 3.
Those linebackers changed the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Fred Warner. Hey, listen, the law firm of Warner and Greenlaw is sending people to jail.
And Warner is playing really well right now.
Listen to me, man.
Yeah.
I watch these dudes play, and when I say swap paint, that's why I love London Fletcher when I had him in my middle line. He gonna swap that paint.
Him
like,
and what?
And what?
They remind me of like an NY.
When the game is over, I'm gonna know who we played because all I need to do is look at their helmet.
Yeah.
It gonna have scars of black and gold all over it.
Yeah.
I love watching Fred Warner and them play the game. They make it to the cornerbacks don't tackle.
Yeah,
they ain't got to tackle.
They ain't got to.
Because when they get to the ball, they get in there and they get in there with bad intentions. I love it.
And Warner's such a nice guy. Like you don't see too many linebackers with the same kind of.
London a nice guy.
No.
London has like that
between the white lines. Yeah. London Fletcher was not a guy to be walking by. He might spit on you. He might elbow you like get from over here.
Hey, listen,
Warner, he's like I've seen Warner pick a guy up, tap him on the backside on the opposite team. But go and mush him like you know when that whistle blow, he go make the play. So that's what I'm saying. Like you get a nice guy out of him, but when that whistle's blow, he flying around getting out.
Probably the best player at the position. And one of the things from a analytics perspective is when you have in terms of impactful players to a team outside the quarterback. If you have a premier linebacker, it's like the 3rd most impactful position on the field.
Why are they trying to devalue the position?
Because I think it's because it only is really valuable when you have an elite guy. Because he can cover, he can hit the run, he can play sideline to sideline. This era's like Luke Kuechly, you know? And so when you look at like Roquan Smith, like what he did to Baltimore.
Listen. Yeah. We watched that game the other night, and I was watching linebacker play. It was Roquan Smith and Queen versus
Greenlaw
and Warner. And I got to say, that Roquan Smith, they was – every time I look up, they was smashing people, him and Queen. Yeah. I'm talking about Chris McCaffrey, he's so to this day right now. Because I seen them lay lumber on Chris McCaffrey every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, but I think it shows you one of the reasons why that defense is so good. And everyone talks about their offense and how productive San Francisco's offense is. But I think one thing people sleep on is Kyle will call a game leaning on the defense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's okay calling 2 runs.
3 runs in a row.
Not getting a first down and punting because he knows the defense is going to get him the ball back. So I think understanding the relationship between those 2 sides of the ball there is like I don't want to say it's a defensive driven team because it's not that. Yeah. But it's pretty darn close in terms of how much responsibility Kyle gives that group when he calls a game.
How much outside, how should I call this, want to are the 49ers going to have to beat us? Because you got the Trent Williams story. He wants revenge.
Is he going to play, by the way?
He got a little growing.
Yeah, I seen him get hurt. Then you got the Chase Young, I want revenge. You got Shanahan, I want revenge. Like, is it outside motive?
You can't be solely bent on just wanting to come in here and do that, though. You got to take care of what's the most important thing. That's try to win the game. I think when you get caught up in that, this is the team I came from on the soccer team. Yeah. That's when you find yourself getting
But you
beat.
know how people.
No, I feel you, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving it to you from a perspective of I doubt if Cal thinking about that.
Yeah.
But I do believe a guy like Trent will never let that go.
No, he ain't gonna let it go.
Well, and I do believe Chase is waiting to say, "I'm gonna get me a sack
Chase
too."
For sure.
Yeah, I want Charles Leno. This is what Chase said.
He want a sack. He want a sack or two in front of his home crowd, knowing what it's going to do for his team.
Kyle's come out and said like he doesn't care because Dan's gone now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that was the person that he was like beefing with. You know what I'm saying?
So we got a clean slate protocol.
Clean slate. Jason, what we got?
All right. So according to Adam Schefter, he's getting an MRI today.
Okay.
It's a groin injury. But little interesting thing here, his backup over there is Jalen Moore. He has a concussion.
Yeah,
so he's not going to play.
They whole offensive line beat up.
They moved their right tackle from to the left side.
And then the third guy in that depth chart is Aaron Banks. He has an injured toe and won't play. So they're looking for.
They're looking for one. I'm going to call him up.
So Trent Williams doesn't play.
I'm going to tell him to call Stephon Height.
Wow,
back in half speed.
That's actually kind of interesting.
So
Way Life, they need you, Way Life.
Hey, listen, they offensive line is going to be probably two guys off the couch.
Yeah.
A practice squad. Does that even the playing field for our defense?
That's what I was thinking about. Like this offense is. Let's talk about their offense real quick. Is awesome.
Oh my God,
so fun to watch.
Yeah,
because everything is deliberate. All the runs are deliberate. All the route concepts are deliberate. The spacing, the alignment.
Let's be honest. They got a star at every spot.
That's 100% true.
They have
I'm
the
really
star
glad you brought
running back, that star tight end, 2 star wide receivers. They have a star at every position.
So
I think the one thing that stands out more than just them being stars on the outside, because we played in that offense, and I can say to a man, we had every guy when it comes to tight end, to receivers, and to backs in this offense. The one thing that's not coming from when I was playing in that offense, they have a precision quarterback, a quarterback that's playing, that's throwing with precision. He's precise with every time he stepped back. When you have don't get me wrong, I can't take nothing away from Kirk, because when Kirk came in at times, he showed that. And RG was a guy that, he wasn't the guy that's going to read and throw the ball. He wasn't going to anticipate the throws. He was
outside of the play.
He was more for the stuff we did with the run game with RG.
RPOs.
But what Brock Purdy does to everybody out there, he magnifies everything that they do.
He's a point guard.
Like, he's a guy that
Chris Paul.
He's putting them in the best situation. Like, people sitting here scratching their head why they got so much run out to catch. It's no question. Watch how he anticipates where they're going to be, and now he's throwing the ball when they're making a break. I remember I used to tell you, when I run a route, the worst thing you can do to be winding up and throwing the ball to me, because now you get a chance to recover.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't have that step no more that I had on you. So that's what's, to me, that stands out more than anything. That's why those guys on the outside and in the backfield game is at where it's at right now, because of Brock Purdy.
That's definitely a huge element, right? And I think Kyle does a good job of scheming stuff open too and creating space. Like, this is just an example. I was watching the Baltimore game, and they're running smash. So smash is like the inside guys run seams, the outside guys run hitches, right?
Hitches, yep.
And you could run that like most people run. Like, the tight end runs the seam, the F runs the seam, the inside players run the seam, and the outside guys run the smashes. But what I love about the way Kyle did it in this game, he said, I'm going to motion Christian McCaffrey out. He's going to run the smash. I'm going to motion from the backfield. So motion him out, run the smash. The amount of gravity that Christian McCaffrey has pulled so much coverage to him, right?
And then you talk
about Debo's the guy running the smash on the other side. Coverage gets pulled to him. So the guy running the seam to that side is Brandon Ayuk. The guy running the seam to the other side is George Kittle. So you left your X receiver in the slot to run a seam on a linebacker, and the hitch is holding your number one corner and your hook player. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's not how they line up. Kyle was like, how do we best run smash? and we put these dynamic playmakers like you're talking about in the best positions to be successful. And then you get Brock Purdy in there who understands what George Kittle's doing. So the second George gets to 10, puts his foot in the ground, the ball's already out of his hand. George catches the ball. He's running up the seam. So I think that is what makes this offense so good is you see the playmakers, you see the ability to, again, when I have the ball in my hand, I can make plays. Kyle maximizing those guys, and Brock Purdy getting them the football at a high level. And I just think it's like, it's even though the offensive line is banged up. Again, this is a team that is so good at finding matchups. Offensively, they're going to be okay, but also they lean on their defense a lot.
Come on, we cannot take that offensive line for granted. Like, no time, no crime.
No.
This is the way it goes.
No, but like think about it when you like. So for example, they played the New York Giants on Monday Night Football earlier this year, and Wink Martindale was like, "Good night, Brock Purdy. I'm going to blitz the heck out of you." And so what did Kyle do? He's like, "We're going to run slammer screen. Remember slammer screen? We're going to run slammer screen. We're going to quick game. We're going to throw like box fades." And you get Debo catches the ball and he takes it 65 yards to the house on like a little screen. Because that's the type. And so it's not only the type of playmaker that they've got playmakers. Kyle knows like Debo is going to be the best yards after catch guy in the NFL. Let's get him the ball right now. Same thing with Christian McCaffrey. So it's like they can exist with an offensive line that's not great because Kyle, the whole tenet of the offense is take stuff off the quarterback's plate and take stuff off the offensive line's plate. And so he is perfectly capable of understanding that. Now, they're not going to put up if they were is it an issue? 100% it's an issue. But because of the tools Kyle has and because of their defense, I don't think
lean on it.
You just say, hey, it's okay.
That's fine. Let's take what they give.
It's 3rd and 5 and we run the ball. 4th and 2, we'll punt it.
Kyle is playing Madden with the all Madden team. Honestly, like he runs his offense. Even when he was here, I used to be sitting there like, man, how he got that matchup? You know what I mean? Like he's like, Tan, I'm gonna put you. You're gonna be here now. You're not gonna be out there you're gonna be behind the tackle, and you're gonna run that same route. You're gonna get that same mesh to that choice route. But you're gonna you say, watch that slant gonna be open. Like when you get up there, give him something, boom, boom, and it's gonna be wide open. And I boom, 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 ran and boom, ball right in my chest. And I'm like, and this dude saw that before it even happened. So he's a mad scientist when creating those matchups.
So Shanahan is basically Lex Luthor. He's the evil genius.
Dude, I remember him on Wednesday. Wednesday, 1st and 2nd down install, being like, this is the coverage they're going to play. This is how we're going to run this route, and you're going to get the ball. And then I'll be damned if every week it was like, oh shit. Got the ball.
He was right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, and so his ability to understand defensive coverage at a high level was crazy. Like we'd run that arches route, and we'd do it. So most people run arches. It's like a shallow cross by the tight end. The F runs like a little kind of angle route, like a Texas, and then the outside guy runs a comeback. So like that's pretty easy to match. But Kyle would get in a bunch, and he'd motion somebody out, and then this hook player would now be in between, and he's like, "You're gonna get the ball," and he just did that all the time. So I think so. Just to finish up our thoughts here, offense is very good. Offensive line is going to be an issue, but I think Kyle can handle it. And then so real quick, let's go around. What matchup are you excited to watch in this game from a Commander standpoint?
None
of them. None of them. Come on, man.
No, I'm just playing. I'm bullshit.
Seriously though.
No, honestly, I'm scared for our defense. Y'all want me to be real?
No, we want you to be real.
I'm scared for our defense, but I do want to see our offense, how different it looks with Jacoby being the starter. I want to see do we have the same kind of consistency what we saw the last 2 times he's been out there. Because I feel like with the anticipation of how he throws the ball and with the little bit of the run game, I mean, I'm not sure about what Rodriguez's health is going to be like, or
maybe B-Rob
do we get B-Rob back this week? I think we have to have a little more of a balance. I would like to see more of a balance with our run game. I think our run game showed us at times last week that they can be, dominant when we put them in great situations. I didn't like that last series that we had when we went out there and with 3 and out with the run game, but that's the matchup I want to see. I want to see Jacoby going against their defense.
D tackles. What's the D tackles for the 49ers?
Hargrave and Kinlaw.
I want to see Hargraves and Kinlaw versus Sam Cosmi. I think this is a good test parameter for me to see. All right, where are you in my Pro Bowl mind of thought?
They paid him a lot of money, Hargraves.
Yeah, Hargraves. And he ain't had the year he had in Philadelphia last year. But at the end of the day, I want to see I want to see trench warfare. That's what I meant right there. Offensive line versus defensive line, both sides of the ball. And I'm giving Washington Commanders the edge off defensive line versus 49ers offensive line because they playing a lot of backup. Yeah. So if you're going to take advantage of a flaw right now with the 49ers, it's going to have to be John Allen and Payne make a difference in this game.
But we've been there before. That's why I don't get caught up on that. We played against a line that was in shambles before, and it was with more of our guys, with the other two studs on the outside.
Yeah. I also think it shows you just how important this is. More like a philosophical football point, like how important it is to get positive game flow for defensive linemen to get production. Like if you're in a game where you're way down or it's even and you can't rush the pass, you can't like really tee off. Yeah, really makes it challenging. For me, I kind of want to see the skill position guys for the offense. Can they create separation? Because like when you watch. This defense, the amount of anticipation required by the quarterback, the amount of timing by the receivers, the amount of trust has to be so high. So can they kind of find that? That's something that I'm looking for. I think
they're going to have opportunities too because, although their defense fly around and get after you, I think their cornerback play is not where some of these teams we played. Like they're not going to be where the Jets
having a good year.
Yeah, he's having a good year, but I've seen this guy he's in great situations because of what the defense doing in front of him.
Yeah, the D-line here is good. You know how last week it was like the coverage driving the rush? Yeah. This is the rush driving the coverage a little bit more.
So you can't do nothing but take advantage of those opportunities when they come. Yeah. But I've also seen him in situations where if that receiver has a little something on him, which all three of our guys has, and you get the ball to him in a timely fashion, he can be beaten.
What we got, Jason?
I got a question for you guys. Yep. It seems like this is the first year in a long time where we don't know who the MVP is at this point in the season.
Yeah.
So is he on this 49ers team? Is it McCaffrey? Is it Purdy? I mean, with the Ravens game that we just saw, Purdy may have taken
I'm going with the law firm of Lamar, and Lamar. All right, you understand? Lamar Jackson. All right, that's my. If I had to get somebody in there now, because I think if Tyreek don't miss that game, injured, I'm giving it to Tyreek.
I'm giving it to Tyreek too. Like if Tyreek still eclipsed 2,000, he's the MVP because I think he's just that much. He does that much for the Dolphins. But your question is one of them on this 49ers team? McCaffrey might be top 3.
I was just saying McCaffrey.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that he can easily be the top 3.
Because they was looking for a reason not to give it to Purdy, and he gave it to him.
And I would say Purdy was right now front runner.
Yeah,
and that game there just put him back at like 5 or 6.
Lamar.
Dude, it's so funny how, to your point, Jason, like how primetime games like totally changed the narrative
of every player.
Like Lamar looked like the MVP
because they didn't say nothing about Lamar coming up into that game about being in the MVP race.
They were talking about him.
They was more saying that they were saying even though he's playing lights out this year, it doesn't look like the MVP season he had. So they wasn't even mentioning him because of that. To me, I feel like you should give him more credit because of he's looked better than the MVP season because you haven't seen much running.
He's a better quarterback.
He's throwing the ball more. He's doing the things that his offense.
He in his bag right now. He's comfortable.
Looks good. All right, so now it's time for game predictions, and this segment is presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Stop searching, go Northwest. Check out nwfcu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help make your money work for you. Stop by a branch or visit nwfcu.org/Washington today. I think we're still trying to get that set up, right? We're going to do this podcast live from a bank somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
Why not?
Just
we might well do it from a bank vote.
Yeah, so make sure you check it out. All right, so game predictions. Everyone's super excited for this. I don't know. I mean, so our producer Jason said we don't have to give scores anymore. So it's more like just what we want to see.
Thank God.
What we're expecting to see, maybe?
Well, all I'm just saying, when you look at it for what it is, this team took our best players. They took Trent Williams. They took Chase Young. They took McCaffrey. They take everybody's best players, put them on their team, and then we had to play against them. This is going to be a hard-fought game.
But I think the O-line thing is interesting.
Like that one right there, I think it's the great equalizer. And
it's not like the backups are playing. Yeah. It's not like here in Washington where like Cornelius Lucas comes in and Nick Gates come in and they're like good football players and they've played NFL football.
Starters.
It's like they are going to go to someone's practice squad.
And rob them of their bad players.
Which is, that's like... But I think that happened in the second Giants game this year.
But I was going to say, there we go. We've been there. We had a guy off the couch, literally. That went out there and stopped both our guys.
But Pugh is like that's a weird example.
But Pugh is a chiseled veteran. That's just like me going get Odin and telling him we got to fight. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he's played like 120 games. So it's not like that guy.
But Pugh looked like Pugh the first game, and the second game he looked like a world beater against us. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, we gonna be playing against 3 new starters, legitly on that offensive line. 3 new starters.
And why not? I think that Cal's going to slip screen us and run the ball well with McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I just think Cal's going to find a way to get around it.
Like, look at the let's use the Giants game. Second Giants game as an analogous. Like, they leaned on their defense.
Yeah.
And they basically said, like, we're not going to do anything crazy. We're going to find 6 to 8 shot plays. We're going to hit on 4 of them, and we're going to get 4 touchdowns. And that was enough to win the game.
The veto.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, they basically said, we're not going to leverage the offensive line. We're not going to leverage the quarterback. And that's what Kyle's going to do. He's not going to leverage the O-line. He's not going to leverage the quarterback. The only way this game flips and the only way that the offensive line becomes an issue is if our guy Jacoby can go out there.
If we get a lead.
And deal.
If we get a lead.
Then it's an issue.
Then it's an issue right there.
Yeah. But can we get a lead?
If you're playing from a game perspective of you getting the chance to get after the quarterback, then we good. If we playing from one of those where they're up and they just cruising through this game, then that's when we have a problem.
Yeah, so I think it shows you special teams got to play well.
Yeah.
Defense, I've been encouraged the past couple weeks. They have played better, but when you watch this offense, they just present a lot of stuff. A lot of different formations, a lot of different motions, a lot of different shifts.
Talent, man.
Yeah, and the talent's very good. So it's going to be tough defensively to not give up a coverage bust or a big run, but they have been getting better.
Yeah.
They've been getting better each week, and that's encouraging to me. So if they can keep it in front of them, the special teams cannot put the defense in a bad position, and the offense can put a little bit of pressure on them.
Cody Barton. This is a Cody Barton game. He's from that division. He's used to playing against the 49ers. And I think linebacker play will be big in this game because you said it. They're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
All right, so Cody Barton, please stand up.
And they're going to run it in all sorts of crazy ways.
Yeah.
Another thing I just want to talk about real quick because I'm a football nerd, and this is something that makes me really excited. Nerd alert is that I love how they use the receivers in the run game. Mm-hmm. They've got guys who will kind of line up as a tight end and make the front a little bit wider.
Similar to the Rams.
I've been saying
it's very similar.
Was this Shanahan's revenge year? Because we didn't play against every guy coached from that tree, and they all coached the same.
Yeah,
they receivers, Puka Nakua, all the blocks.
Yeah,
we played against the Miami Dolphins, blocks.
Yeah,
they these. We played against every disciple of Shanahan this year.
Yes, so that's what I think has to happen for them to win the game. Do I think they're going to win the game?
Tell the truth.
Probably not.
To set you free.
Probably not going to win the game.
Sell out.
But I think there is a chance because the O-line's banged up, and if Jacoby can work a little bit of magic, we need a little magic.
Yeah,
but it seems unlikely. But I just want to see no explosive plays from the defense, the offense to look like it's semi-on rhythm, playmakers to get involved. And I want the special teams to have a clean sheet.
I just want a clean punt.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I want a clean punt, clean field goal. That's all I want.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
All right. And so, Santa, don't have to say anything.
Exactly.
Just a reminder, we're brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. Right now, new customers can choose between 2 offers when they open an account at Bet365. Use the QR code to sign up, deposit $10, and choose between either first bet safety net offer by placing a bet up to $1,000, and if your qualifying bet loses, you receive a match refund in bonus bets, or bet and get offer and place a bet of 5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. You going to read this like Madam Cleo?
Yeah, you might as well.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Call me. Must be 21 plus and physically located.
No, Madam Cleo. Give me the Madam Cleo.
My Madam Cleo ain't good. Tanner got a better Madam Cleo than I do.
You got it?
I ain't going to do it.
No.
Must be 21 plus, physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and won't help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I wonder what they're going to do when I call for help. I got a gambling problem.
Do you have no, you have other issues. But I don't think you've got a gambling problem.
He say other issues. You know what? You got a film watching.
I do have. I gotta say,
You're addicted to film.
They have a disclaimer for watching too much film.
If you're watching too much film, please call 1-800.
Your family misses you. And so I guess it's the New Year's coming up.
Yeah.
So when's this podcast coming out, Jason?
Comes out on Friday, the 30th.
Do you got a New Year's resolution? You one of those guys?
So I do kind of like soft New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Because I always believe like if you want to change it, like change it.
Why not change it in May?
Yeah, change it like when you want to change it. One of the things that was my New Year's resolution last year, but I didn't do it.
Shoes? What?
Well, you got those for me, so I should be good. So I wanted to deadlift 600 pounds. Oh my God. And I think I did 550 last year.
Oh man, listen to me. Stop putting these. Stop. Stop lifting weights.
I didn't do it, Fred. I didn't do it because I got worried. I was like, Logan, do you really just want to blow your back out?
Yeah.
When I'm actually like relatively healthy. I played 10 years in the NFL and I'm coming out like pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Why put a bar like, I'm like 50 years old. Like, I can just get 600. Like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Well, it's the same thing. Like, we've talked about this, Fred. Like, we all have our little vices.
Everybody got vices.
And you're like, Logan, you don't drink. Like, my vice is like, I like to be a little uncomfortable and like a little bit of danger when I'm training.
Training? Or that's just life period?
Training, when I'm training.
No, I like not danger in life.
I like to push
wine.
I like to push the envelope there a little bit. And so that's one of the things where,
and here I am, I'm in the gym with the 65-pound dumbbell.
That's smart.
Just like, I'm going to do these dumbbells and that's it.
But it's like healthy though.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it. I'm just maintaining.
Yeah, just maintaining.
I'm not trying to look like Lou Ferrigno. I'm not trying to look like nobody.
My New Year's resolution is just to work out.
Yeah, obviously yours should be just working out.
Period. Well, I said I'm buying the bike.
Yeah, but you ain't buying
me a bicycle.
Christmas just passed. You should have asked that for
I'm finna join a bike gang.
Wait, like a road bike or like an electric,
a ride bike, like
electric
the one,
bike?
I'm gonna be riding with the biking shorts with the pants.
Don't do it.
And the shoes, the click shoes.
Yeah.
You get off at the brewery and you're like clicking around.
I'm the guy holding traffic.
You can get the bike you can get you a hybrid like myself.
Yeah,
and put your regular basketball shorts on.
Is that what you wear when you ride it?
Yeah, I wear joggers or I wear some basketball shorts.
He refused to wear the
during the summer. I wear basketball shorts and I throw on a hoodie.
Are they like the tight ones?
Basketball
shorts? No, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't wear nothing tight.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't.
He was in that two live crew video I caught from '89.
Not me. '89 was the 5th grade.
But I just want to get in shape. I want to get back in shape.
It's so weird because you're actually like
not in bad shape.
Yeah, for a guy who like does zero, like if I saw you, like that guy must like do some training.
Yeah.
But you're like, my training is very unique.
No. If I'm running, it's to the car because it's raining.
Yeah. Eating that food, drinking that.
Hey, listen. So I'm gonna try to be a little healthier this year.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy me a bike January the 2nd. I plan to ride it January the 3rd. So that's what I'm starting.
Are you gonna ride with Tana?
No,
he ain't
because Tana ride too far. I'm not riding with Tana.
I don't like riding with people.
riding with B-Mac.
But I thought every time I talk to Tana, I'm like, that's like it's a far bike ride.
Yeah,
but it's not like
it don't
like
B
Mitch is biking to like
35
West
miles.
Virginia.
B Mitch is a part of a bike
gang.
Bike gang. They wear the spandex. They put on
matching spandex.
So his particular style of bike riding, I couldn't probably keep up with those guys because
40 miles.
They're out there to go 40, 50 miles.
Up mountains.
I will go for. I've been 50 miles.
I'm
before,
sure you have.
But I do it at my own leisure. I'm not out there trying to race the clock. I'm doing it for just the cardio itself. You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna start off slow.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna join a bike gang.
No,
it's going down.
No, you're not. What's the name of the bike gang?
You find more leisure. I'm not a
probably like Susie's Carriers or something. I don't know.
No, but there's a lot of people that we know that you could say, hey, give me a text when y'all go ride because they text me all the time.
A lot of guys ride.
Tell them, meet us in DC. We want to ride, but I'm not good with riding with people, man. Like. I'm a loner for a reason, bro. I like to do stuff on my own. I like to just get on the bike, put my music on, and ride.
I think the trails in Virginia gonna be bad for me because they got breweries on them.
That's what I was gonna say.
And I don't know how many I can pass before let me pull over.
Don't ride on the trail though. That's the thing. Don't ride on the trail.
Ox.
You catch me on the side of the road. You catch me riding through Lansdowne, riding through Leesburg.
Did you imagine
old Leesburg?
Is that Santana Moss?
Yeah, he been doing this when he was playing. This ain't new.
Yeah, I've been doing this since 2012.
Yeah, he been a bike rider. That's his thing.
I told you I just saw Jordan Reed. We did an appearance together. And Jordan was like, hey, man, I just saw you ride by my house the other day on the bike. I said, why you ain't say nothing? Like, I ain't want to bother you. He said, I knew it was you because I knew you had a hoodie on, you had a hat.
Yeah.
And he said, you were moving, bro. You was digging. I said, yeah, that was me. I was moving.
Yeah. I can just hear Jordan's voice like, I don't want to bother you, fam.
Jordan soft-spoken, man.
I know.
Like, he's one of the biggest what-ifs in like Redskin history.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I mean Commanders history.
He was
a basketball player on the field.
I remember watching him do one-on-ones against Josh Norman. You know, Josh Norman just signed like $100 million, whatever his contract, $75 million. Yeah. He's in there, and Jordan was just making that guy look
just
silly.
ripping him apart.
Silly. You got a New Year's resolution, Tatum?
I never have one. I think my thing is, I use my New Year's resolution similar to how I plan for each season. You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted to write down goals.
Yeah.
I have things in mind that I want to accomplish. So as long as I have that in mind, I have that out there, as long as I speak it into reality, you know what I mean, I can get it done. I don't like to put nothing down because everyone who puts it down, to me, I feel like you're giving yourself a chance to not go through with it, not see it through. And I'm superstitious, so I'm big with not writing stuff down. I like to just think it, go do it.
Yeah, so I guess if you got a fun New Year's resolution, leave it in the comments. And you get a community of people here to help you do it, I guess. I don't even know. But basically what I want to say is thank you guys so much for listening to us this year and supporting this podcast. You guys have been so great. Our producer, Jason, sends us the comments sometimes, and they are awesome and just very supportive. We really appreciate it. So Happy New Year. And then we're going to do a new segment, right, Jason? Like comment of the week?
Yeah, we'll do that when we come back.
Yeah, when we come back. Because we've had some...
So one of my... things I want to do for the new year is I want to get our fans more involved a little bit in what we're doing here. So Logan came up with a great idea, way to produce for me, of we're going to pick out some of the best comments of the week and read them back to you guys.
Because there have been some, you texted me the day.
I love them.
Some of it, like one of them was about like Fred's neck thing. It was a pun about Fred's neck.
Yeah, see,
how we should host the pod like neck week. And then there was one about the tallest building in
California.
Yeah, it was it was like Nakatomi Tower from Die Hard. Like that's the goal. Whoever's put that down, great job.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there. I love the backhanded compliments to you.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. So Logan's really smart. Man, he was terrible in the field, but man, he's really smart. Those are the best.
You know what's so crazy? A guy tagged me and said this was what Logan, Tanner, and Fred was talking about with Bluefoot, and they tagged me on a Bluefoot getting ran over by All-Star. Bro, I was like, you know what? These fans,
dude, that's awesome.
Come through.
That's awesome.
I said, we just literally talked about it, and I get tagged the next day with a damn Bluefoot getting ran over.
Yeah, it was terrible. I had to pray for it.
We have great fans, even as the season's going the way that it's going.
How's it going?
A lot of our fans are saying very nice things to us, like thank you guys for having fun and all that. But we appreciate the fans. Like we want to do this. Like, keep doing it without them.
That's what fandom is. It's just a relationship, and it's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So I wanted to let the fans know kind of what's going on because they did this, not us. Is we have some like end of the year stats that we get for this podcast. This is a top 10 podcast for over 1,000 users on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
Which is awesome.
Thank you, fans.
It's a top 5 for 717, and it's the #1 podcast for 283 people. So that's thank you, fans.
Yeah, that's cool.
They listen to this podcast more than anything else. 283 people do that, which is crazy because there are way better podcasts out there.
Well, thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Come on, we got Owen Wilson on here. What are you talking about?
Wow.
We've had a 96% increase in listeners this year.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty spectacular. So thank you, everybody, for all the fans listening in. Keep tuning in, commenting, watching us on YouTube,
we
Spotify,
appreciate it.
Apple. We really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
I don't like the neck talk, though, now.
We got to talk about the neck. But yeah, thanks, guys, and really appreciate you guys, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, comment on what the best segment
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
So we can keep doing them.
Yeah,
like
most
Farmer
definitely.
Fred,
We need your input.
Well, actually, we did a lot of crazy ones. Whatever the best one is, help me out so I can keep doing them. Yeah, you can sign off now.
Right. No. Happy New Year, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys in 2024. We are brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. That's why we offer an in-game experience which covers 78 sports and 780,000 live streams to 90 million customers worldwide. Our online betting brand is powered by a world-class proprietary product and over 7,000 employees across the globe. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, the official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.